Justice League, the animated series, Season 1, Episodes 18 and 19, titled Legends, and the story basically about is Green Lantern, the Flash, Hawkgirl, and Master Manhunter get trapped into another dimension, and this dimension that they get trapped into is a town that is in the present time, but it looks like the 50s never ended. People smiling and waving hello. You have the ice cream man running around, driving around town with his machine going pop goes weasel, like that kind of stuff. And they even got superheroes like and they called themselves the Justice Guild, which Green Lantern is geeking out over because it was his favorite comic book he was reading as a kid. So Green Lantern's like, oh my god, it's the Green Guardsman and Catman and the Sweep and all you guys, I used to read you. And you have Hawkgirl, who's like, something's a bit fishy. Even though I don't like the idea of me being a strong, independent woman and I'm trapped into the social society of what a woman's world was in the 1950s, which was making cakes, there's something fishy about it. And I have to say I love it. I love this story because what it is, this story basically is, it's a retrospective of what superheroes were and what superheroes now. The Justice League is representing the superheroes now, because superheroes, yes, they're fighting the bad guys, they're saving the world, saving the city, saving the town, whatever, even saving themselves, saving the girl. But they are more immaterial. They have pass-offs and lore and relatability. They're grounded, even though they have superhero beings. I mean, you have Spider-Man, who's known to be the most relatable superhero out there. But back in the 1930s and 40s and 50s, basically when like Superman was created, because Superman was the favorite superhero, superheroes were basically the kids' parents. They were telling them to, clean your teeth, Jimmy. Eat your vegetables, little Jimmy, because if you eat your vegetables, you may become just like me. Have morning citizens and everyone in the world. Like, pretty much what it is. I mean, Captain America was telling kids to donate their cans and bottles and stuff like that so they could get bullets for the army while World War II was happening, right? That's basically what it was. And that's what the Justice Guild is. They were representing what superheroes were in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. And it's such like, it's a thing, that happened, and now it's so interesting. It's when the plot thickens and when the ideas of what this story is, it becomes really more fascinating. Maybe having Green Lantern thinking this world isn't what it was. The dreams of his heroes are not what they are, and stuff like that is such a gripping thing. And of course you got villains. You got villains like Sportsman, whose whole thing is, I'm going to steal sports equipment. And you got a Mr. Freeze ice villain who used ice puns, and you have a Joker type character who's British and he uses music to stop the Justice Guild, in this case the Justice League, and stuff like that. And that's at the time. I mean, Joker, funny enough, let's use Joker as an example. There was a while in the beginning where Joker was the psychopath maniac, but he was just the guy who was a clown. It was a time where it's let's make the Joker. But he's basically the Riddler with a clown gimmick. That's basically what he was. And doing he's laughing. And those were one of those type of villains. Now, we know the Joker is a psychopath maniac, and and he's the most iconic, one of the most iconic villains in the literature for a start, right? So it's this is just a weird good story. I mean, the action's great. I mean, there's a great action doing with a blimp, because out of the blue a blimp shows up. in the town. Like it's such a cool thing, and the cops are like, "Good morning, hello." I love it how like, "Hello, it's nice to see you all. I hope we can help you a little bit more." Like it's what the police were even there. I mean, this is a really good story, and yeah.